10 years ago today, President Bush declared war with Iraq, starting the beginning of an invasion that has killed more than 6,000 soldiers in combat. Soldiers who fought in Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom may have been thousands of miles away from home, but their lives continue now just miles from yours. Chris Silvisman is a 24-year-old first-year student at Santa Fe College and is among the 750 enrolled veterans that started their college career after serving in the military. Chris entered the war as a Marine when he was just 19 years old and served in the Middle East for 4 years. He says the dream of serving in his country started when he was a child.
When 9/11 actually happened and everything, I was on my way to middle school. I remember hearing it in the morning, and to be honest, after that was one of the huge deciding factors for me for wanting to join the military. So, I remember it very well.
Chris says coming home from war as a man was harder than transitioning into war as a teenager, a transition he says made smoother because of his fellow veteran friends.
I think the transition back was more difficult because when you go in, the way that they teach you is they break you down into making you what they want you to be, and once that happens, you become a part of, brotherhood, and you're all, doing the same thing, you all think the same way. Then when you come out, and you transition out of it, you realize that there's a whole lot more world out there than there was, that you were used to. And I don't know, the transition's hard, but it's great when you have organizations like, that Santa Fe College has, like the Collegiate Veterans Society. Me coming into this was like a huge transition for me. Definitely helped me out a lot, being around other veterans.
Sandra Torres Pintos is the Director of Veteran Affairs at Santa Fe College in Gainesville, Florida, and served in the Marines for 25 years. She says helping students like Chris extends beyond the confines of a classroom.
So we consider ourselves to be a one-stop shop. That's what we normally call ourselves, simply because we don't just take care of them in their educational benefits. We try to also ensure that they're signed up with the VA hospital, and that they got their financial aid if they need to apply, that they have a place to live. So we try to make sure that the whole person, to include family, is pretty much settled in, and help them in any way we can.
Pinto says this week she has been helping students with the memories of war that are resurfacing on this anniversary. For Chris, one bracelet on his arm serves as a reminder of who he thinks of when memories of war come flooding back. Are there any people in particular that you're remembering this week on the 10th anniversary? Anyone that specific comes to mind?
Yes, one of my friends who died when I was overseas with him. This is actually a bracelet that I wear for him, Andrew Carpenter. One of my friends.
Did you meet him over there?
Yes, I did.
And did you guys click off the bat?
Yeah, he's a real good kid. We used to have watch together and stuff, and we got to see each other every once in a while, switching shifts and stuff, and he was a cool kid. Talked a lot about home and stuff.
And how far into it did he die? How long had he been serving?
I'm not sure exactly how much time he had served, but we were in our second month in Afghanistan when it happened. It actually happened on Valentine's Day that he was shot, but he actually died on the 19th of February, but happened on the 14th that we were in the firefight.
Chris says he talks about Andy when he can and wants his friend to be remembered for the hero that he was.
Every once in a while when the subject comes up, I just try to remember. I think about his family more often than not because they're the ones who have to suffer every day more than anybody else. So I try to I was actually on Facebook today, and I saw a picture somebody had posted up. It was a Seal of Honor Facebook page, and it was actually a picture of Andy's son. There was a picture of him next to it, and with a pair of boots and dog tags, and his baby this picture was taken 2 years ago when the baby was just born, because his baby was born right after he was killed. But this picture, it was just like a memorial picture that somebody posted, and I saw it. I was like, wow, that's Andy. Like I'm just randomly seeing it on a page, and I'm just glad that other people know his story and that they talk about it.
With 10 years of war and 4 of service, Chris looks ahead to the next 10 years of his life and says his next big goal is to become a Florida Gator.
What I would like to do is I would like to graduate from University of Florida once I get past here at Santa Fe. My time's done. I'd like to go into, my degree is exercise and sports science, so eventually I'd like to be a licensed nutritionist. I'd like to own my own gym.
With a few years left before graduation and with his time at war behind him, Chris's tattoos across his arm serves as a constant reminder of what he has been through and what he hopes to accomplish.
I have a few that are military oriented from my service. I mean, this one right here says, "The more we sweat in peace, the less we bleed in war." This one's my Eagle Globe and Anchor from Marine Corps. And this one I got right before I went to boot camp. It says, "Never suffer defeat." Kind of looks tribal. Just my early graduation present because I knew I was going to make it.
And he did make it, and says every thank you he receives from strangers shows him that others see him as having made it too.
I have a different look to me now, so people don't really know, but, you know, when I'm in uniform, of course, you know, people are grateful.
And thank you for serving.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, so thank you very much.
For Florida's 89.1 WUFT-FM, I'm Leah Harding.